As we all know that science is a subject of empirical importance and practical knowledge activities like science exhibitions, science fairs. All these activities provide a great opportunity to science educators and science students to explore their creative scientific ideas. And not only that, it also greatly contributes to science popularization and inculcation of scientific temper. At the Teacher Education College like KC, it has always provided a good platform to budding science educators for demonstrating their scientific understanding, craftsmanship, and passion for their subject through variety of activities that are organized under Science Club, either at the college campus or on field. But as you all know that due to Corona outbreak and due to necessary lockdown measures that we all are taking, this is for the very first time that we could not have this enriching real experience for our first year science educators at the college level. So this is that occasion. We are taking them all down the memories of science exhibition and science fairs that we have already organized in the past through a pictorial gallery walk, which was already witnessed by our science educators of the present SYBA and also the earlier batches. We are calling it as a virtual science fair only because it is happening in the virtual space. But the experiences, as you know, are from the real world, constructed by our senior batch of students. I hope this will serve the purpose of at least providing a contrived experience of how to organize science fairs and science exhibitions to our fresh batch of science student teachers. So with this, I welcome once again everybody and to formally inaugurate our virtual science fair, which is organized today on the occasion of Earth Day. I request our principal madam, Dr. Jayashree Imbiraj, to address all of us on this very occasion and to say a few words and inaugurate our virtual science fair, which we have today. Jayashree ma'am, over to you.
Students, you have in your reactions tab a virtual clap. So you can press that tab so we can know you are clapping.
All right. Good morning, everybody, students, staff, the technology, Ravi Mishra, expert, and Sunil sir, of course, for, organizing this great meet of science club activities on this wonderful day known as Earth Day. Dear students, I'm extremely excited that even during this lockdown, with our actually at the back of our mind huge worries about our future, we have decided that the earth has more significance than ourselves. And today we are going to spend 2 hours of our lifetime to giving importance to this significant day. In 1970, actually, the Earth Day started with 20 million Americans who assembled together to demand attention to the planet. This was because there was a massive oil spill in California and they wanted to protest against such activities. Since then, all science activists around the world have gathered each year to mark the day. Today it is half century, almost golden jubilee, 50 years. Later, this day unites millions across the globe to draw attention to this huge challenge facing this planet. And this year, the theme is climate change. Last year, students, it was protect your species. What an irony, Earth Day, and we cannot go out and breathe this beautiful air. We can't smell the earth. We are locked in our own homes. But nevertheless, students, the silver lining is it's a wake-up call for all nations, all people, all students to wake up and do something for the betterment of the planet. I hope this pandemic will teach us not to take this earth for granted, and it will teach us to try to solve it when it is at our doorstep. There is, sorry, there was a message on my screen, so I was looking at that. Have you realized how vulnerable as a species human beings have become? A poster to mark the first day, Earth Day, that is in 1970, had a slogan known as, "We have met the enemy and he is us." Again, I repeat, we have met the enemy and he is us. In 1970, this was the slogan for the Earth Day. And 50 years later, we are still our own enemies. But I hope for better. Christopher Reeve has said, once you choose hope, anything is possible. So let's imagine a better tomorrow. And I hope that you'll all be able to take your exams and do wonderfully in your science exams as well as others. I congratulate the Science Club, Dr. Sunil Rajpurkar, Mr. Ravi Mishra, all the other teachers who are on this program, all the colleagues, because for the FY and the SY, they have organized this digital celebration of the Earth's World Earth Day in 2020. You know, I was reading, there is an online Earth Day race. So people who want to join the Earth Day online race can join it at spacebib.com. I don't want your generation to celebrate Earth Day indoors forever. That's my prayer. I wish you all the best. Please determine to take up some sustainable practices that can reduce your carbon footprint on Earth. For instance, this whole lockdown has made me realize we buy shamelessly, we buy too many clothes, we buy too many saris, we have too many shoes. We can all determine to change one habit in our life that will make this earth safer. Please write down your determination on a virtual wall. If anyone can create that, I don't know whether we can create that virtual wall, but all of us can write our determination on paper at least. When we come back to college, which I hope is soon, we should be able to carry on our activities as before and be as safe as ever. So let's pray the scientists are able to crack the vaccine. Let's pray citizens have the forbearance to endure what is happening, because what we need today is forbearance and endurance and patience. So let's make this earth better. It's already healing. Let's heal it forever. I wish you all the best. Please enjoy this great exhibition and the activities that are organized. I will be there to see as much as I can. Thank you. Thank you and congratulations once to one and all of you. All the best.
Thank you so much, Jayashree Madam. This was a real introspection for the situation that we all are facing. Thank you once again, Jayashree Madam. Yeah, and for the inspiring words and the message that you have shared, it is really very relevant in the current situation. And we'll try to do our best in this lockdown situation, whatever we can do for our Mother Earth, as well as for the studies that we are missing out, being at home locked up. Okay. So let us proceed with our virtual science fair. We'll now begin as per the flow that we have decided. Jayashree Madam has already welcomed.
I declare, your
yes. So
exhibition
she has inaugurated our exhibition, our fair, and she has also passed on her wishes on this Earth Day. I also wish everybody on this occasion and pray that our Earth, our support system remains in prosperity for many years to come, and we will have a great sustainable future. Our second year students of science methodology have prepared a small PPT marking this Earth Day celebration. So I would request now Ravi sir to kindly play that video, which will be followed by our SYBF student Saloni Merchant sharing a small speech after that. Ravi sir, over to you. So that was a wonderful presentation prepared by Chittal, Vikas and Saloni. So I would request now Saloni Merchant of second year BA to share her thoughts on Earth Day.
Good morning, everyone. Respected principal, teachers, and my dear friends. So as Jayashree ma'am correctly said that the first Earth Day was celebrated on 22nd April 1970. So the Earth Day is celebrated mainly to create awareness about the current environmental issues that we are facing, like pollution, climate change, the emission of greenhouse gases, and also global warming. This day inspires millions of people all over the world to discuss ideas which could help to protect our earth. And also many agencies and many governments, they take some concrete decisions to protect our environment. The main aim of this day is to create awareness about how important our nature is and how significant its resources are for the living beings to survive on earth. All of us can contribute to this day by doing small but very significant things like saving electricity, saving water, and also not to pour polluting chemicals through our sink, and also not to litter. You might feel that these are very simple things, but these are extremely significant to protect our earth. And we also believe that this Earth Day can bring a visible change if we all choose to make actions towards the green. Thank you. And also, I have a small PPT which has some 8 to 10 pictures of the Earth, which are very beautiful. So I would just require 2 minutes. To, are you all able to see the screen?
Yes.
So this picture is from Italy. Sorry. So the first picture is from Italy. The second one is it's a white beach heaven, which is Whitehaven Beach, which is in Australia. This is so white because it has 98% of silica. This is the St. Lawrence River in Quebec City. This is the Antelope Canyon in Arizona. This is the Namib Desert in Namibia. It is very famous for stargazing. This is a picture of Marble Caves. It's on the border of Argentina. This is the Yellowstone National Park. And these are the beautiful tulip fields in Netherlands. This is
Wow.
a picture of Antarctica. And this is a landform in China. It has these colors because of the different types of minerals deposited here. This is how beautiful our earth is. Thank you.
So that was a wonderful contribution, Saloni, to appreciate no, the wonders of our Mother Earth. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So now we shall move further. We shall now move further with very exciting part of no, our science fair. That is demonstrations of science toys and teaching aids. But before that, we have prepared a nice picture gallery of scientific toys and teaching aids, which are student teachers of science from the earlier batches they have already made and they have exhibited at the college level. You may find ample of good scientific toys and teaching aids online probably, but the real wonder is you investing your thought process, your creativity in making and demonstrating these scientific toys. Okay, uh, because we are locked down, first year students, you're probably not getting this opportunity right now, but you can always appreciate and you can witness what we all have done in the earlier batches. Okay, so I would request now Ravi sir to play the next uh, picture gallery of scientific toys and teaching aids. I hope all our first year students must have liked this gallery of scientific teaching aids and toys. And our second year students must be reminiscing those memories that they had exactly 1 year back when we have celebrated uh, this exhibition on the very occasion of Earth Day. Okay, I would now request our first year science educators to have a bit reflection or sharing uh, on the gallery. Aksa, Tavleen, Chandan, to share their thoughts on this experience of scientific toys through the gallery walk. Yes, Aksa, are you there?
Sir, I guess Aksa is not there.
Okay, anybody from first year students? Tavleen? Manisha, would you like to share some thoughts?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
sir.
was.
May I?
Yeah,
Oh, it was
Tavleen.
Manisha. Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, Arva.
yeah.
Okay. No, Arva,
Tavleen.
continue.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, Tavleen.
Lovely. I don't know. I guess she was Arva.
Arva, whoever. Yeah, Arva. Yes. Manisha or Arva, who is there?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Manisha
sir.
and I got confused. Manisha and I are getting confused. Whether you're
Yeah,
referring to her or me.
Arva,
Yeah.
continue. Arva, continue.
Yes. We have to move further so somebody can share their views after going through this gallery about
Sir,
the scientific
everyone has
toys.
put lot of efforts. Everyone has put lot of efforts, and indeed it looked very beautiful. The magnetic car and all that stuff. I could actually see those. I wish I was there. As Anisha has already written in the chat, I was there in person to see all those stuff. So I wish the same. And also, overall, also the presentation which Saloni shared, it was very beautiful. So for exhibition, I like the part where school students actually came and witnessed all the stuff. So I guess our student teachers, like my seniors, must have obviously inspired them to make some more best out of waste stuff using science and technology. So that was very nice.
Okay. Anybody else would like to continue?
Yes, sir. Manisha here.
Yeah. Yes, Manisha.
So I love the scientific toys they have made, and would love to make one. I was actually searching for that, but then I came to know that we are not going to conduct it practically. So I really wished it could have happened practically in the classroom.
Yeah.
And
So
the
the,
Saloni's PPT and picture presentation was amazing.
wow.
And the photographs shown by you, it is also give a lot of effort given by the students. Like
the
The
actual organization.
yeah, the posters describing the working of scientific toys and uh, the functioning of there was one toy that is Newton's cradle. That
Yes.
is also amazing.
Yeah. Okay. This was prepared by 1 year before, but we have second
Mm-hmm.
year students with us, and whatever they have displayed, we have
Mm-hmm.
small videos. Ravi sir will play those videos now, and we have these SY students available with us. They will explain you the scientific principle behind the scientific toy that they have chosen. Okay, so I would again request Ravi sir to share those small video clippings of the demonstrations, the actual demonstrations of the scientific toys prepared by our SY students when they were in their first year. And then sequentially, all these teachers will tell you the explanation behind the working of that scientific toy also here. Ravi sir, shall we move ahead to our next video demonstrations?
Yes, sir.
So Chital, hello. Chital, are
Yes,
you
sir.
there? So it
Yes,
will
yes,
be
sir.
your turn, followed by the next participant in the sequence. So what I will do, I will mute the video and I will, you can do the voiceover. You can speak. Okay?
Okay.
Sure. You can start, beta.
Okay. So last time the theme was a scientific toy. So I've made an hydraulic crane, a small hydraulic crane out of wooden blocks, and I've used the syringe. So I'm pressing the one side of the syringe, and I've put a liquid material, a normal water in the pipe. And if we press it from one side, the crane will move vertically upward. All right. So here I here the basic principle which is applied is Pascal's law. So Pascal says that the water under a high pressure, it moves in a equal direction to equal direction in entire object. Okay, so I'm pressing from one side, the fluid will move, and the other side of the syringe will go up. Okay, so this is how the hydraulic crane is working. And the principle of the Pascal is equal pressure transmitted throughout the fluid. And the application of this the Pascal's law is while making the hydraulic brakes which we see in a car or in a any buses. Then it is also used for making hydraulic cranes and hydraulic lift. And this was my toy, which is hydraulic crane. So here the money which is invested is very low. So while making an hydraulic object, you need less money, and the work done is very the work which is done by the hydraulic object uh, is very good, and the amount of money which is used is very less. So this is an amazing technology, or we can say a scientific thought, which is used in different in making different object which we use in real lives. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Chittal.
Yes. Ravi sir, you can play the next video.
Next is Hadia. Hadia, are you ready? Hadia? Hadia? Anyone in the group would like to give the voiceover? Hello. Mansi,
Yes, sir.
would you like to continue?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So should I start?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So in this exhibition, I had attempted to make an electric boat. So it works on the principle of an electric car. Like it just converts the mechanical energy into electrical energy. So it has an electric motor, a controller, and a battery pack for power to run it. Also, the battery, if at all needed, could be changed, and there is a propeller to it, as we can see. Um, so, whichever in the electric motor, the controller should be a watertight or a waterproof type for the long life. And the motor size which we take should depend on the size of the battery pack. So depending on the use, some boats also use solar panels for their as a roof, so they can charge and run on solar energy. The uses could be of this. It is more useful because their combustion cylinder counterparts are better, and motorboats do not need regular fuel and oil for their operations. So they just require the lubrication for their moving parts, which could be done on monthly intervals. Also, they run the electric motorboats run quietly and do not make a lot of sound. And when it comes to a source of power and recharging, the electric motorboats use a battery system that can easily be recharged and recycled.
Okay. Thank you, Mansi.
Yeah. Thank you.
Now we have Musrat. Musrat, are you ready?
Ravi sir,
Yes, Sunil sir.
Hadia was seen online. If she wants to give her explanation, we have already seen the video. If she wants to give her explanation of electric car. Hadia?
Hadia, would you like to give the explanation? Your video is also here. Hadia?
Okay, it was just similar to electric motor boat, which Mansi has shared the working of. So this was again a kind of working model of electric car, where electric energy is used to run a mechanical unit, the motor of vehicle. Okay, so that was the demonstration. Electrical energy used to drive a motor car. Okay, we can move on to next.
Okay.
Ravi sir.
Yes, sir. Musrat? Musrat, are you there? Hello? I don't think Mushrat is there to give the instructions.
Okay. We can just play her video.
Yes.
This is again a different scientific toy. which is working on rubber band. So conversion of that potential energy into kinetic energy to drive a vehicle, a model of vehicle that is prepared.
Okay.
Sir,
So
can I
Yeah.
explain the Busrat toy?
yes,
Yes.
please.
So she has made an small object which runs, which does not require any kind of electricity. So it simply runs on the rubber band. So when we stretch a rubber band from one end, it will store the potential energy, and when we release it, the potential energy gets converted into electricity, and this is how the
Kinetic
small
energy.
object is working. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was the Musrat's toy.
Thank
Okay.
you, Sheetal. So we will move
Yeah.
for the next. Next we have Nimita. Nimita, you are there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
So we will start.
Hello. Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. So last year I made the magnetic car. So everyone knows that a magnet has two poles, that is south pole and north pole. So when the south pole and when the like poles, that is south and south poles, are brought nearer, it will attract. And when the north and the south pole, which are called as unlike poles, are brought nearer, it will repel. So the function of this, so the working of this car was that when the like poles was brought, when the unlike poles was brought nearer, the it would repel, and because of repulsion the car was moving ahead. And when the like poles were brought near to each other, it used to get attract, and the car used to go in a reverse direction. So this toy can be used in schools for explaining the students about the concept of repulsion and contraction, and it will grab the students attention, and the students can learn this in a creative way. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Nimita.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Nimita. Now we will have Saloni. Saloni,
Yes, sir.
let's start.
So here, last year, hello.
Yeah, we are
Yes.
listening.
Audible.
Last year, I made an electric fan. So I used a bottle and I used a thick straw as my stand, and I had those fan blades, and I used a DC battery and also a switch, and I did the wiring. So here, the DC motor, it transforms the electrical energy into mechanical energy by drawing in the current. And also there is a rotation movement, a clockwise rotation movement. And also this fan can be used sometime, and it's on battery. So you can replace the battery also. So you can use it in case you don't have electricity. And it also has a electromagnet which creates the magnetic field, which helps in the rotation of the motor. Thank you.
Thank you, Saloni.
Thank you.
Now, thank you, Saloni. Now we have Sazia. Sazia, are you there? Sazia?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we will start.
Hello.
Yes, Sazia.
So good afternoon, everyone. The model that I displayed last year for science exhibition was Newton disk. This experiment is also known as disappearing color disk because when all these colors spin together, they appear as white, off-white, and gray. And it is based on the concept that human visual perception cannot distinguish details of high-speed movement, and is popularly known as persistence of vision. So this model basically explains that how when it rotates in a high speed, the color appears as white or gray. So thank you.
Thank you, Sazia.
Yes, sir.
Now we have Sneha. Sneha,
Hello, sir.
yes, we'll start.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, yeah, I made a windmill. So, windmill also called as a wind turbines. Uh, According to the basic principle of windmill, is convert kinetic energy of the wind into the mechanical energy, which is used to the rotated the turbine of electric generate to produce the electricity. So windmill are very important since they provide the way to produce electricity without the causing pollution, which is the healthier option for us and for the earth. It is also renewable resources. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sneha.
Hello.
Now we have Vikas. Vikas, are you ready? Vikas.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, yes. We'll continue.
Yes.
Sir, wait, don't stop don't start the video, sir.
Okay.
But I will tell you.
Hmm.
Presently we all have launched a rubber band at least once. I think we all must admit this. We must have pulled one end back and let it go flying. But did you ever suspect that rubber bands could also be a fun way to learn more about physics and the engineering? Find out in this project where you will build a rubber band powered card, which you all can see on the screen, that I am holding a car which has a 4 tires and it is connected with a number of pipes and all. Okay, so let's first see, sir, start the video, sir. So here I am winding up its axle, and once I release that axle, the car moves in forward direction. So first we will see how to build this rubber band powered card. You can use a number of materials like cardboard, straws, skewers. First I thought I should make cars with a compact disc, but those disc was so thin, so they were not able to manage the load. So I replaced that with the thermocol tires and the rubber bands, and I had used scissors, hot glue gun, and all. You can also use recyclable materials and old scrap materials.
Okay, Vikas.
So the car's axle, you stretch the rubber band, and this stretching stores the potential energy. And when you release that axle, car axles, the rubber band starts to unwind. And this unwinding converts the potential to the kinetic energy. And this kinetic energy propelled the car in forward direction. The more you stretch the rubber band, the more potential energy will be stored. And if the car has more potential energy, the car will move farther and the faster in the forward direction. So this was all about my rubber band powered car. Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can ask us, or if you want to share your experience or the reflection, our virtual forum is open for you all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Vikas.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I really appreciate the efforts of all second year students that they have arranged all these demonstrations again. And we have really revisited all those experiences that we all had with you. So I would now request any volunteer from first year students to share their experience.
Sir, this is Jaisal.
Yes, Jaisal, carry on.
So, as Vikas said before starting his demo, that how the simple rubber band can be shown to students to like teach them the difficult concepts of physics, and how the small things which we use in our real life can make used to make the student understand the difficult concept of the science. And the toys made by the SY students were not like made from like very high material, and they had used all the ready available regular use material, so it was easy to understand for us also and teacher students also. So it was very good attempt of them to make the toys from a simple material, which I like the most.
Right, right. So there was a wonderful correlation with what we learn in the class as well as with the day-to-day life experiences. Anybody else would like to?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sarah.
Yeah. So basically, toys are something that always interests children and makes them more curious. So maybe once a teacher is done teaching a particular topic, she can give, such activities to students to do at home. So when they actually make these toys, they understand what they have done in class in a much better way. And I think this will also increase critical thinking and also develop love towards science.
Yeah, wonderfully said, Sarah. And as our main objective of organizing such science fairs or exhibitions is also popularizing science, with the students. So that is possible through preparation of scientific toys. Manisha, would you like to contribute something?
Yes, sir. So all the toys are wonderful, and they are made from very, easily available materials. So any student can try to make those toys. So it is wonderful to see all the toys. Some of the topics are new for me, though I haven't tried. But we can, as Sarah said, we can tell students to try any to make any toys. What they have learned from the concepts.
Yeah. So this can be an assignment probably after our science fair for everybody, to whatever is available at your home, and using your creativity, you can think of something else and you can prepare it at home. Okay.
Also, sir, it is World Earth's Day. So
Yes.
all these toys are like best out of waste. So using plastic bottle, using plastic straw and everything would lesser pollution. We can give these toys to children as playful toys. So it would be greatly contributing to healthy Earth.
Yeah. So there is a lot
So
of
that was my
improvisation
point. Yeah.
also.
Right.
So it has that particular value also as an improvised
Yes.
apparatus or improvised teaching aid. Okay.
Yes.
There is a lot to talk about this. We can definitely have it later. Not only science fairs or science exhibitions, but there are other activities also that science club organizes. Okay. So of this science fair, we'll go through a gallery of the kind of activities that we organize, just to revisit the things that we do at our college level or at the field level. Okay, I would request Ravi sir to play the picture gallery of our science club activities. Thank you so much, Ravi sir, for managing technical hitches that we are no, undergoing in between. But I hope we had a nice time reviewing activities that we had, especially when students were sitting in the laboratory and they were sharing their funny experiences, or the hand holding that senior batches had while orienting the first year students, field visits, excursions. And there is a lot of importance of organizing such kind of activities, not only at the campus level, but also in the field. And I feel this is a kind of an exposure to budding teachers also to understand the significance of co-curricular activities, extracurricular activities, in order to develop interest for the subject, and also to draw out that curiosity which is already there in our students. Okay, so these activities provide that opportunity to both teachers as well as to students. Okay, uh, so anybody would like to reflect on, especially first year students, with reference to any kind of field visit that we had? We had visit to Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education. Arva, Salvia?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
So we had a visit to Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education on 20th Feb. And it was the visit was not only for the science educators, but the visit was for the all the students, and all the students were very keen and very interested to see the demonstration which was held in maths lab, motors which were done, and the demonstration are very helpful to in the future. If we had some kind of demonstration for the lessons, they are very helpful, they can be very helpful for us.
Also, when we talk that everybody was invited for the visit, the reason could be that science is a part of everybody's life. It is not that if we have science pedagogy only we were allowed. It was open for all. So it was a great opportunity for everyone to visit that center and learn the sciences that have simple logic but deep thinkings.
Okay. Yeah. So
Hello.
anybody would still like to say
And
anything?
the explanation which was given for every experiment was of two types. Like for if we are school students, their explanation was quite easier in a simple language, and if you are a degree students or something, they have a complex explanation, which was there were two different kind of explanation, but with the same concept.
Yeah, we experienced this especially when we went to that physics lab where there were a lot of motors and all involved, where propellers were demonstrated. There we had observed this specially because they just mentioned for science educators like the ones who were higher grades, but we were there standing even when the school students had come. So um, over that time they reduced their level of explanation to them so that they could understand what is happening. Even when that Thane Zilla Parishad had organized in that ground floor thing, that table kind of thing. So there also the sir who was sitting there to explain, he explained everything, but depending upon the audience who is there.
Yes.
Okay, so these kind of public exhibitions and public fairs, provide opportunity to the institutions, those who are working in the fundamental science research, to extend that kind of knowledge and expertise to common people also, and that's how they can popularize science and contribute somewhere to develop scientific temper. As we all know that it is a fundamental duty and a responsibility of every citizen of India to promote scientific temper. Then it is all the more very important for the teacher, any teacher, and especially particularly science educator. Okay, so we had a wonderful experience, a visit to Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education also. So uh, we are reaching to the last part of our science fair that we have organized today. As we all know that the science popularization needs a lot of expertise, a lot of knowledge building up on the part of teacher as well as students. And the way and the kind of pace that the knowledge of science is expanding and exploding, it is all the more very important for a teacher to be abreast with the changes that are happening in the field of science, and not only that, but even in the allied branches of science, to keep updated with the latest discoveries, inventions, and also to read about the philosophy of science. Because not only knowledge, but even inculcation of scientific temper and developing that spirit of science is all the more very important, especially in India. So therefore, we also have organized a book exhibition based on scientific literature. So I would request now Ravi sir to kindly play our last picture gallery. And after that, we can have open interaction of all the participants, students, and visitors, especially who are patiently who are there in this. Thank you, Ravi sir. Now, before we conclude this fair, we can have an open interaction with the participants who would like to share their thoughts, want to contribute in some way, especially teachers, those who are present over here, students from SYBEd, as well as even FYBEd, those who are not science pedagogy students, but still want to contribute, still want to share their thoughts, their ideas, their experiences.
Okay. For this, I am not unmuting anyone from my end, but I will request all of you, if you have something to speak, you unmute yourself and speak it out. Okay. I hope that works. And while speaking, please tell your name so everyone knows who is speaking. Yeah, we can go ahead.
So sir, this is Bhumika this side.
Yes, Bhumika.
All the activities were very interesting, and obviously science is fun. So after seeing that Homi Baba Center's exhibition that we all went, this was as interesting as it, I can say. Also, the what do you say, the apparatus, the teaching aids that were made, damn sure that would interest children. Like as and when you enter the class with those small, teeny tiny technological tools or instruments, you can grab their attention instantly. Also, we can encourage them because students learn through imitating. In the morning lecture, we just learned that Bruner's theory. So, if we are making, students will also start making, and hopefully, we can, you know, make realize them their potential, what they hold in their tiny hands. So that's it.
Thank you, Bhumika.
Yeah, anybody else?
So this is Namrita.
Yeah, yes, Namrita.
So this is Namrita.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So this is just sharing my experience with respect to the Homi Baba Science Center visit. That was really a wonderful experience for us as science teachers, because we usually hear about Homi Baba online exam and all, but what they actually do and how they encourage science is we got to know when we went there. And one of the interesting thing is the secondary school students, if they have an idea about any science project which they want to execute, the Homi Baba Science Center really provides a platform for them to conduct their projects, and they just have to come up with the ideas. So that was a very interesting thing. So we really know that if students are very good in science, where to actually send them to hone up their science aptitude further.
Hello, Namrata.
So, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was interesting when we went to that Homi Baba visit. And as well as in biology, they have a very interesting lab, like Cube Lab. It is called Collaborative Understanding for Biology Education. And where they stress upon, like, even in your neighborhood, you can conduct experiments. Like we have manholes in park. They say there are 2 holes on that manhole cap, whatever. So those 2 holes are taken as one ecosystem, and they conduct experiments on that. They call it Palagapos on the lines of Galapagos Islands that Charles Darwin conducted. So, applying adaptation theory to the school level was really interesting. And they worked on the organisms like rotifers or nematodes in there, and we got to actually see them. They were showing the kids also under the microscope and all. So that was one very interesting feature which I observed, sir. And there are a lot of other experiments as well, but it will take a lot of time, so others can go on, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else would like to share something? Are there any teachers?
Sunil sir,
Yes.
with respect to Homi Baba Center, as Namrata said, I would like to convey to everyone that it is not only open for the students, but it is open for the teachers also. So in summertime, if any one of the teacher is interested, they can write the proposal on for the topic they want to work, and they can approach Homi Baba Center. Homi Baba Center, if finds your topic interesting, they may absorb you for as a visiting teachership. So it is you will get the letter and the certificate from them, and you will work with them for a set duration. Say for example, 1 month, 2 months, to utilize your vacation productively. And once your vacation is done, you can continue working distantly with them. So this is a good opportunity for the teachers also, wherein which teacher can utilize to develop various kind of teaching learning activities, modules, toys with respect to science and mathematics education. This is one thing. And
Yeah, and I think Ravi sir is the best example of it, because he already had that experience. I remember while going for that visit, I think on our way to HBCSC, we had a quite interesting sharing and talk about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, continue, sir.
And secondly, this with respect to Cube, yes, Cube is again, it is not only working in the Homi Baba Center, but the Cube has a widespread across all the India, and different teachers from the different part of the India is a member of the Cube. And if you are interested, you can communicate with the Cube team. They will absorb you for the various experiments, and you can work with them as a source for the providing data and as a discussion. In fact, they have this email chat based discussion also, where they are discussing on every topic on the day-to-day basis and other things. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other KKC faculty member who is there in this fair would like to share anything? Or any other FY students, SY student, before we go to the concluding remarks?
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
So this is Indu.
Okay.
I would like to share one thing, that I agree with Namrata that we had a wonderful experience with the Homi Baba Center. And apart from that, I would like to be thankful to all SY students and all our teachers for taking us on the journey of the science exhibition in this adverse situation. All the things, everything, all the toys are very helpful for us in the future to make our teaching very interesting and innovative, because all these things are very cost effective, which we can use it further properly to make our teaching meaningful and interesting for the students also. So these are very really helpful for us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I just want to continue further that building passion for your subject is what our goal when we have these kind of club activities. So I really appreciate even SYBH students. They do not probably have methodology class in the second year in this particular semester probably, but still they are part of the club activities. And I can guarantee you that you are not missing out any of these activities, although we could not organize it for the very semester when you have science pedagogy. But one more year we are having with you all. So the way SY, they have pitched in and they have organized this virtual fair for you all, we will have it in the actual space, in reality, when we'll go back to college. Okay. So I think with this, we are coming to the end of this virtual science fair. I just would like to share a few words. As we all know that India is leading world in many areas of scientific developments and technological advancement. But the superstitious beliefs that are still deeply rooted in our society and the lack of scientific spirit, which forces us to face many social evils and problems. Attempts of science popularization through such kind of educational activities like science fairs or science visit to different centers or science exhibitions will definitely help to instill rational, logical thought process in our budding citizens, in our students. Also, it will develop a scientific outlook. So with this thought of optimism, we conclude our today's science fair. I would like to end our today's fair by sharing a few quotes by Lord Buddha, which has underlined the significance of the spirit of inquiry and the skeptical thought process, which is the very foundation of the very philosophy of science. It goes like this: believe nothing merely because you have been told it, or because it is traditional, or because you yourself imagined it. Do not believe what your teacher tells you merely out of respect for the teacher, but whatever after due examination and analysis you find to be conducive to the good, to the benefit, the welfare of all beings, that doctrine believe and cling to, and take it as your guide. So with this, we'll conclude our today's virtual science fair. And I would now request our first year student volunteers, Indu Sharma and Namrata Yedla, to propose the final vote of thanks to all of us, Namrata and Indu. Indu Sharma and Namrata Yedla. Indu, are you there?
Yes, sir, they are there. I think
Yeah.
they are facing some network issue.
Okay. Yeah, I think Indu has come.
Sir, may I say something?
Yes, Anisha.
Who is? Yes.
Yes. So, I would like to convey my gratitude to all the teachers and all the senior students as well as the FY students, because we are facing a very unforeseen situation right now, a very unfortunate situation. And I have a deep sense of respect and appreciation for everybody, all the teachers and the students, because to still, and Ravi sir especially, because to manage everything technically, to coordinate with the students, to find all their videos, to get everything from memory, to find all their pictures, and to explain things so well. And also, I am also overwhelmed by how, whenever I, as a non-science student, whenever I've approached, whether it's a teacher or somebody at Homi Baba Science Fair, or whether it's any of my classmates, everybody has always been supportive and explained things to me very simply, because I don't come from the science background. So I see a deep sense of humility in all of you, and I wanted to appreciate that, and I really convey my gratitude to all of you for that, because
I feel like I can approach anybody if I don't understand something, and I have a deep sense of gratitude for everybody because everybody is so creative. We may not get along 100% of the times, but there is always something to learn from everybody. Everybody is so deeply creative. I wanted to just convey my gratitude in that regard. I was a little more comfortable. I thought I'll come up, but I think it went with the gratitude sentiment that you know we will now. So thanks a lot, everybody.
Okay. Thank you so much, Anisha. Do we have
Thank you,
Namrata?
Amy.
Just a
Yeah.
second.
Sorry, sir, I lost my connection. Can I start?
Yeah, no problem.
Indu,
Yeah.
just a second.
Okay. Yeah, sure, sir.
It is not only me. I just managed the presentation part, but everything was made by the Sunil sir and entire science club. So what I
Yeah,
am presenting
yes.
here, I'm just a presenter, I'm just a host, but
Yeah,
everything
true, Ravi
arrangement,
sir, but the
everything is
actual
done is
execution,
by the
but the
students
actual
and the teacher,
execution,
science, Sunil sir.
it's a teamwork. Ravi
Yes, sir.
sir, the appreciation is for our teamwork,
Yes,
that
exactly.
everything, no, it was organized, but no, is getting successful because of the actual, no, the runtime, the way it is, no, and I really want to appreciate, no, your efforts for that. Okay, we have a formal vote of thanks now by Indu.
Yes.
Yes, Indu.
Namrata, I would like to start.
Yeah. Yes.
Namrata, are you starting or should I continue?
Indu, please continue.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. So I feel privileged that I have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion. At the end of this session, I would like to conclude by expressing my heartiest gratitude to our prestigious college, Sadhana College of Commerce, for giving us opportunity to continue this science exhibition. I would like to say thank you to my respected principal, Mr. Jayashree Indiraj, for giving us the opportunity to explore beyond our limitations. Further, I would like to mention our deep sense of appreciation for our respected Sir, Mr. Sunil Rajputar, for his enormous cooperation in the organization of this event. I would like to say that I would like to express my thankfulness to all the teaching and non-teaching staff for their campus and off-campus participation and support and making this event successful. Furthermore, I would like to express my gratitude to our respected faculty member, Mr. Ravi Mishra, for helping us on technical front. Without you, it's not possible. Thank you so much, sir. A vast vote of thanks goes to our enormous working seniors who had started rolling the wheel a week ago. We are fortunate enough to be backed by the team of highly motivated students of senior SYs and FYs for their efforts and willingness to being a part of this event and make it a grand success. Last but not the least, a big thank you to all who grace this event with their presence and make it as a wonderful event. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Indu Sharma.
Yeah, so thank you once again, everybody. We had a wonderful time and hope to continue such kind of endeavors in future also. So Ravi sir,
Yes.
shall we conclude our today's fair?
Yes, we will
Yeah.
continue.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I am ending the meeting. Thank you, everyone. Deepa, you have something to say? Okay, fine.